here are 5 reasons that you should train jiu-jitsu if your child does. And I think the most important one is probably the 5th one. So here are 5 reasons that I think you should really train if your child already trains jiu-jitsu. So one, I think, is connection. You know, my parents trained, they're 75 years old. My brother, he's also a black belt. His daughters train, my nieces. They're between ages, 7 and 12 maybe. And I think just like the family kind of environment that you create, not only through jiu-jitsu school, but when you get to share it with your actual family members, I think that really makes something like fun and special, because you just know that with your family, no one is really more committed to, the development of each other than your family members. I think the second thing too would be, showing that a healthy lifestyle is important. Not often do we see people actually model the behavior. You hear people all the time saying that, they're doing things for their health, but when you see your parent train jiu-jitsu with you, eat better, focus on their fitness, it's like motivating, and it's also giving you a good direction to follow. It's just easy for you to implement when you see someone doing it for you. And I would say the third part is understanding. A lot of the times there's like a disconnect if one of the family members don't train, because it looks really different from the outside than it actually feels. And I think especially if you're an adult and you know what it's like to be, mounted or held down by someone that's, a lot smaller and weaker than you, you kind of start to experience the frustration. So I think you can empathize a lot more with your kid, and that really helps them with their jiu-jitsu journey, because you can relate to them like, oh, yeah, no, it's super hard. And, we have people that they've been coming for a year and, they're still struggling, and they share the same struggles that the kids are going through. So I think that's really helpful. 4, I think, again, it's showing that you practice what you preach. So there's a lot of people that, they tell you what to do, but they don't really model the behavior, right? So maybe they're telling their kids that, hey, they need to eat healthier and lose weight, but then they themselves are not doing that. They're, really letting their health slip. So I think when you're on the mats with your kid, it's a really good way for you to show that, hey, all the things that I'm asking you to do, that are going to be good for you, I also do. So it's just easy. Even if they don't get that right away, later in life, they'll always be able to look back and be like, oh yeah, my dad or my mom, they never really asked me to do things that they didn't do. And then I think the 5th one would be that you can show someone that like learning or self-improvement is really fun. Like it's always a great time when I'm on the mats with my family, whether it's my mom and she's like trying to kill me and, choke me or whatever. It's my dad and, I'm telling him, hey, you need to breathe, and he's trying to kill me, or if I'm training with my brother and, also he's trying to kill me and I'm just trying to survive. But, regardless, it's always fun to have that connection and train. You grow up as kids playing with your parents, wrestling with your brothers and sisters, and I feel like jiu-jitsu just creates an environment where you can continue to do that even as you age. So now you're older, and instead of the typical relationship where, okay, now we don't really play together, you have something where, hey, we're kind of exchanging techniques and we're getting a good workout, but we're doing it, revolving around like arm bars and chokes and takedowns and that sort of thing.